It's time for another quick take, ladies and gentlemen. Wrapping up the Miami Open. Roger Federer is your champion. He completes the Sunshine Slam, winning Indian Wells, winning in Miami, and he is now 17-1 in the year 2017. He continues his brilliance. Now, you may have noticed that I was not able to provide the consistent match-by-match coverage, if you will, of this tournament like I was able to with Indian Wells. The reason for that, as I mentioned in a previous video, was that I was in a play. I was doing Greece. It was my first play ever. It will be my last play ever, but it was actually a really good experience, and I think it will even make me better at this. So the downside to that was I had to watch the Miami Open from afar. Now, so I want to go big picture with this video. Going into the tournament, Roger Federer was the favorite. In fact, I said early on in this tournament that if Federer and Nadal do meet in the finals, Federer will win easily. Now, it wasn't too easily, but Federer prevailed. Throughout the tournament, it actually wasn't so easy for Roger Federer. He even faced 2 match points in the tournament. He went into 3 tie breaks against Nick Kyrgios. So it was no cakewalk for Roger Federer. But the one thing I'll say about him is he's playing the big points so well. And I think the reason for that, or what sticks out to me about how he's playing these big points so well, is he's playing them like they're any other point. He is still playing this aggressive brand of tennis, and I think his mind is in a state where when he's going for his shots, there is absolutely zero tightness in Roger Federer's game, regardless of the magnitude of the situation. And that's not something that really anyone can say. There's always tightness, but with Roger Federer, there is truly no tightness, and that's a testament to his mental state right now. Rafa, on the other hand, I'll say a few things about him. First of all, in contrast, just so we can get a little bit of that contrast, Rafa, when it's a big point, will change the way he plays, unlike Federer. If it's a big point for Nadal, he'll provide a little bit more margin over the net, a little bit more margin inside the lines. He'll add shape to his ground strokes. He'll add spin. And he'll play a little bit safer. He'll try to grind it out. He'll try to use his movement, and he'll try to remain mistake-free. That has worked out splendidly for Nadal in his career. The fact that, you'll never get an error out of Nadal on a big point, that is very, very hard to play against. Unfortunately for Federer, who's so confident playing aggressively and stepping into the court right now, it's just not working. The other thing I'll say for Nadal, a lot has been made about his movement, and rightly so. He does look a little bit slower, but I'll tell you what, it's not just his movement. He is a little bit slower at this point in his career. What does that mean? He's got to hit his forehand well. He's got to hit his forehand bigger, and he's got to hit his forehand more consistently. He had 8 forehand winners, 10 unforced errors in the final against Federer, and that's on Rafa's forehand side. It has to be better than that. If it's not better than that, he's got no chance. So, yeah, he's a little bit slower, but you also got to hit the forehand better if you're Nadal. So Federer was the favorite, followed by Nadal, and then I'd say the third favorite was Stan Wawrinka. Now, Wawrinka in this tournament lost to Alexander Zverev. Nick Kyrgios beat David Goffin, and that set up a match between Kyrgios and Zverev. I want to actually study this match and maybe make a video a little bit down the road, because this match was very symbolic of the future of men's tennis. These are probably the 2 brightest teenage stars on the men's game. I believe Kyrgios is I think he's 21, but still the 2 best young stars, and Kyrgios did beat Zverev in Miami. So what was interesting about that is you really had a wide open field in Miami, and that's what I when I think about what we should take away from Miami, I think the biggest takeaway is how wide open the men's game is right now. So you have the emergence of Zverev and Kyrgios. Now, what may enable them to emerge even further and make runs in the clay court season is Roger Federer is out. Okay? Roger Federer will not play. He announced, and he could change his mind, but as of now, it's looking like he'll skip the clay court season and only play the French Open, which I believe is a good move, but that's another discussion. So let's see what else we have. Stan has been pretty steady this year. In fact, Stan is the only guy in the top 5 you can look at, and you can say, you kind of know what you're getting at a Stan right now. He's in a pretty good place, and he can contend. But Kei Nishikori, he's yet to get a top 20 win in 2017. Milos Raonic can't stay healthy. Andy Murray was upset at the Australian Open, upset at Indian Wells, and then had to pull out of Miami with an injury. Novak Djokovic hasn't made a quarterfinal since the first tournament of the year in Qatar, however that's pronounced. So you look at the beginning, the guys who started in the top 5 for this year's season. The only guy who hasn't been, quite frankly, a disaster would be Wawrinka. And then, Nadal has had a small resurgence, although he hasn't been able to get that win against Federer that you need to win a title. So think about how wide open this is. There's a couple ways this could play out. We could see Kyrgios and Zverev take this opportunity and emerge. We could see a return to normalcy. Is Murray okay? Is Djokovic okay? Or are these guys, is this really a problem for these guys? Now, Murray, there's really no explanation. Djokovic, as I said in a previous video that wasn't even received well, Djokovic doesn't look right mentally to me. And quite frankly, he looks a little bit thinner physically as well. So Djokovic, I'm very concerned about. Murray, I don't know why he hasn't gotten the results, but he hasn't gotten the results. So will we see a return to normalcy? Or will these guys continue their struggle? These are the things I kind of get out of Miami. Now, I'm going to make a bold prediction right now, just for the end of this video. Since Federer is out, since I just went through how wide open the men's game will be in this clay court season, I do believe that Nadal will pick up at least one title. There are 3 1000s, Masters 1000s events before the French. I'm going to say Nadal wins 1, Stan wins 1, and Dominic Thiem wins 1. So that's my bold prediction. I think Dominic Thiem wins either Monte Carlo, Madrid, or Rome. Because I think right now I'm looking at the landscape, and I know that this is kind of bold saying that Murray won't win one, Djokovic won't win one. But I just got to go on what I've seen. And I think Nadal wins one. I think Wawrinka wins one. Dominic Thiem is ready to go. I'm going to call it right now. On clay, he is ready to go. He is ready to make a push. Miami was tough. Indian Wells, he made a good run. But I think on clay, it's his best surface. Zverev, pretty good on clay. Kyrgios, not so much. It kind of hurts him with the serve. Nishikori and Raonic, out of sorts. So, this is how I'm kind of looking at things. Like I said, so I went big picture. Miami Open, tried to wrap it up. Congratulations to Roger Federer. I'm not getting sick of this. I don't know about you. I'm not getting sick of seeing Roger Federer winning. I don't think anyone's getting sick of seeing Roger Federer winning. Hopefully Nadal is able to get over that hump and actually win a title in the clay court season. Sound off in the comment section. Do you think that it's smart that Roger took the clay court season off? One last thing, if you're an MMA fan, don't miss Keeping Score tomorrow. I will have Ray Longo on. He is the head coach for Chris Weidman. Weidman fighting at UFC 210 in Buffalo, New York against Gegard Mousasi. Don't miss that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.